Frosty the snowman was a jolly happy soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose and two eyes made out of coal. Yeah, Frosty the snowman. Hey everyone, it's me, Merrill. Welcome to yet another Arty Wednesday Christmas special. And you guessed it right. Today we are going to make a snowman. As you can see, this is not a regular snowman. He looks like a box, doesn't he? So we are going to take 3 different boxes of 3 different sizes, from large to medium to small. Then we're going to wrap up these boxes and then we're going to decorate it to look like a snowman. And if you want a cool accessory for your snowman, we're going to give him a hat. So let's go. These are the materials that you will need for today's project. We're going to begin by gift wrapping the third and biggest layer of this snowman. So let's go. I'm sure all of you know how to gift wrap. When you're gift wrapping this, make sure the part which is going to have the sellotape and stuff goes at the bottom, so that when you do present it, the cleaner side is always on top. Alright, let's go. So this is what we're going to do for all our 3 boxes. Alright? Now you can make this just a regular snowman, a layered snowman. But what I want to do is the first box that we have, I want to make it sort of like a tissue holder, so that it looks like a Christmassy snowman tissue holder. So what I done for that is I opened out one of my tissue boxes, and you must ask the guardian, whoever's looking after you in the house, if it's okay to take out all the tissues like that, because we don't want them to get upset and we don't want a mess in the house. So like I said, this step is completely unnecessary, but if you would like to make your snowman a tissue holder, this is how we're going to do it. So I opened it out, but I'm not going to take out my tissues just yet, okay? I'm going to keep this box aside. And this is my top box. It's the smallest size from all the 3 boxes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a hole, a slit in the top of it for my tissues to pop out. Try and be as neat as you can. I know I haven't been too neat, but if you can, try and be as neat as possible. Okay, I'm going to just cut out these edges. So you get like a slit at the top of it. Before we cover it up, we're gonna put in our tissue papers. Make sure that the box you're transferring your tissue papers in is not a box that's dirty, but one that's quite clean. Take out the whole lot of tissues and push it in the box. Before that, I'm just gonna cut off these edges because I want them all to fit in nicely, right? I'll just cut off the edges. Tissue papers and drop it in neatly. So before we close out our tissue box, after we've put in our tissues, what would be good to do is smoothen out the edges by just sticking sellotape across it. That. So there's no hindrances to the tissue from coming out. I think that should be helpful. Now let's try that again. Yep, works great now. Now we're gonna cover this box, and to cover this box also we need to make a slit in the paper that we use as well. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So what I did here was make a very fine slit onto the wrapping paper before I place the wrap it up, and I can then pull out the tissue through that slit. I'm going to continue wrapping it up. Alright, and everything else is just like the normal regular wrapping. So I'm going to wrap this box and get back to you. We're going to start by decorating the bottom layer, and I'm going to use this rope that I have just to make a design around it. So it's going to be something that goes around like that at the bottom. I'm going to show you how. For my starting end, I'm going to tape it up a little bit in the beginning so that it stays in one place. So I'm going to do that by just putting a piece of sellotape here. What you can do is, so that it doesn't slip, also tie just a small knot at the end of this. So you see it won't slip out. It will be firm. You see that? I tied a small knot here at this end, and I'm going to now overlap this just at the bottom, and I'm only doing this for the bottom. Keep going around like that. And this layer is absolutely unnecessary. You can do it if you want. If you don't want to do it, it's fine. just tie a knot once you're satisfied with where you want to stop. Like this is all I want for the bottom of the snowman, and this is just to decorate it. And like I said before, this is absolutely unnecessary. I thought it would make the snowman looks little nicer. So that's one layer done. Our next layer is going to have stick hands and buttons that we're going to stick on. So let's begin. I'm going to first stick on his buttons. So find the approximate center of this. And glue on your buttons. 1, 2. Just a little bit to get the approximate center, and then button number 3 in the middle. Now in the sides I'm going to poke holes into it and put these. Next, to put in our snowman hands, we're going to poke a hole in the side of the box. Now be very careful when you're doing this. This is a little skewer sort of thing I had in my kitchen. And you see, you can just fit the hand in nicely once you poke that hole. Just poke it on both the sides. So one hand here and the other here. So you see, we got our hands sticking out. That's our second layer. For our topmost layer, we are first going to draw a tiny little carrot nose. Depending on the size of your box, make an approximate carrot nose. Now we're going to cut it off. Round the edge a bit so it looks a bit realistic and not too pointy. That's it. The other things you will need for the snowman's face is a Christmassy ribbon, or just red ribbon if you don't have a Christmassy ribbon. By Christmassy I mean red and green color ribbon. Pink pastel color or crayon to draw his cheeks, and if you have pink glitter then that too, but it's not necessary, and a black pen to outline his eyes and mouth. So let's go. So we're going to grab our pen for his eyes and draw an approximate size of eyes you want for your snowman. I think I'm going to make mine this big. And as usual, we'll fill it out in the center and leave these two sparkly bits to look like his eyes are sparkling. Let's draw his smile. Before I draw a smile, I want to see that how much space my ribbon is occupying, and then draw his smile over it. Then his nose. Finally, this is going to go around him. So I'm going to cut and measure how much I need so that I'm not cutting any extra. First, actually, you should always put the rough edges at the back, so I'm going to begin it from somewhere here. Okay, and then go around like that. And to end it again, take a small piece of tape, stick it. And now we're going to make a bow for this end and then stick on the bow. You can literally make any sort of bow. Of your style. This is what I'm thinking of doing. I'm going to make sure my ends are equal. And then fold it and give it a slit here. So I get these pointy edges, and this is gonna come on him like that. To layer, you get your first box on the bottom base box. Some Fevicol here, glue, any kind of glue. Then you get your middle box, and I want it to be at a slightly, I don't want it straight like that. If you can see, I'm going to slant it a bit. So it's at an angle. Like that. So let it stick on, let it dry, and then my top layer. I'm sorry, I hope you guys are getting this and can see it clearly. His face, and place it on top. Again, sort of like an angle. So he finally looks like that. Now this is not the best angle because my camera is too close to my work area. I'm going to show you how it finally looks later. And finally my bow that I made. I'm gonna stick on here. So lots of glue and stick it on. This is how it's sort of gonna look. I'm gonna take a wider angle picture to show you in a bit. Our snowman is absolutely ready, but if you do want to give him a hat as well, I'm going to show you how to make that hat. Oops, I completely forgot to show you how to color on his cheeks. So just take your pastel crayon or crayon and lightly color his cheeks like that. I should have colored his cheeks before I put on his carrot nose, but that's okay. I'm thinking I'll make a black hat. I want it just about the size of how his eyes are shaped, like that big. I don't want it any bigger than that. What I do want is, see, I've drawn this hat like that. But this is not how I want it, because I want another piece at the bottom to give me a base. So what I mean is, I want one line which I'm going to fold and use as my base so that I can stick it on the box. And then on top of that is my actual hat. Let me show you. I'm going to first just cut around this. Now see, there's a line here, but I don't want to cut that, okay? And I need that. Now I'm not going to use this side because this side has the lines on it. This is going to be my back and this is going to be my front. What I want to do is fold along this line like that. Give it a nice fold so that this can be pasted on the head of the snowman and the hat will stick up like that. Okay, now before I move on to that, I want to decorate my hat a bit. So I'm going to put a shiny black piece here to just lift it up a bit, because otherwise I feel like it looks too plain. For that I'm using this shiny, it's a glue paper that I got. You can make your hat out of any material at all. It's kind of sticky like a sticker. I'm going to cut a small piece. Gonna stick this piece like that and okay, that's a snowman's hat. Now to stick it to his head. This is how it's gonna be. And like I said, it's absolutely not necessary, but if you want to, you can do this. I'm gonna make his hat a little smaller because I put it on his head and I thought it's too big. And I want people to see the tissue at the back. So, make it a bit smaller. And for the final part, straight. Just gonna trim this a bit so it doesn't stick out and look bad. We don't need this to be too thick. Take my glue, put it on here and stick on this hat. And this is how it will look. I'm gonna get you a better picture of this, okay?
So there you have it, guys. This is our snowman, which will also serve you as a cool tissue holder. Have a Merry Christmas!
Thank you so much for joining us today. If you liked our video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.